So, yo, what is good, boys? We are back, and in this video, I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I'm about to bulk to 220 by the end of January, February. Now, it may not be 220, but I am gonna document the bulk this time because when I first moved here, I cut all the way down to about like 12% body fat at like 195, 193. Over the summer, I started my bulk back in June, bulked up to around like 208, 209 ish. Then I cut right back down to like 203, which I'm at right now. And honestly, the main reason why I just like keep bulking and cutting, or I was these past few months, is that I was scared to get fat, Chad. I'm not gonna lie. So it's like I paused the bulk for like 1 to 3 weeks on a maintenance week, but I fell into the trap of like just because I wanted to lean out, I just went on like a straight, just like mini cut instead of like a maintenance week. And you don't want to fall into that trap, and you want to stay on maintenance calories. And it's just a reminder that to not lower your calories when you're pausing the bulk just to lean out, because obviously it's important to stay lean, but you want to keep gaining muscle year round. So in this video, I'm about to show you guys exactly how I'm gonna execute this bulk from right now, the end of September, to the end of February. Let's get into it. So right now, these are the body stats on where we're at right now. After bulking up the whole summer from like to 210 to cutting back down just a little bit to 203, this is currently where I'm at. And as you guys can see, let's go to it. Let's go hit the charts. Yeah, I hit around like 211. I got peak bulk right there, but then I got fat, and just because I got fat and I felt so disgusting, because I always like, you always want to look good, especially with your physique on social media. I want to cut back down a little bit, but now I'm saying, fuck that. I'm gonna stay lean, but we definitely are gonna put on a little bit of muscle, a lot of muscle, and just maybe a little bit of body fat. So we're gonna design this plan on how we're actually gonna bulk. What's good, boys? This is the official diet for the we're about to bulk these next 4, 5, 6 months. Now, the thing was, I started my bulk back in like at the end of like June or beginning of June, and I got to like 211, 210, as you guys saw on the chart. But the problem was is that I was putting on fat as well, and like because you as you gain so much muscle, you gain a little bit of fat, and I didn't like the fat that I put on, so I went on a maintenance, right? I went like a maintenance week, but the problem was I just wanted to cut, and I felt like the short term dopamine. I wanted to look good instead of actually sacrificing now so I could look better later. But now we are finally sacrificing now, and until we can look good later, so we can have a better physique later instead of just having a decent physique now. So here's the official diet for the next bulk for the next 5, 6 months. So change our targets, right? Fuck. Change our targets. I like to use cat exit full screen. Let's exit full screen. How do you change these targets? Now, I am on like a 200 surplus, right? So it's just like 38, 20, 308, 50. So this is like a 200 calorie surplus right here. Take 304. We can carve up a little bit. 380, 135. And so it's easier to eat the same thing every day versus just trying to like you can meet your nutrition targets 2 different ways, but like I know me personally, I like to do it through different ways. For me personally, I like to eat the same thing every day because it makes it like more easier, more sustainable. So now, why am I eating this ground beef? It's because it's the leanest ground beef you can possibly eat. I was doing 32 ounces, but 32 ounces is really hard to finish all in one sitting. So I am starting off in 28 ounces. Now, in my next YouTube video, I will show you guys what I up my calories to and whatnot, and like a physique update and all that shit. But for now, we're gonna stay around 4 times 7. It's 28 ounces. Boom. So yeah, that's our dinner right there. Yes, you can do 85-15, you can do 90-10 or 93-7, but if you don't get the leanest ground beef, then you're probably going to put on a little more fat than you want to put on. And 96-4 is pretty much all you need to really like regulate your hormones and make sure everything's in check so you don't gain much body fat because that's the goal. We're going to bulk for as long as possible until like the end of February without gaining much body fat. Now, this is the other base of my diet, fried eggs, right? And I like eggs so much because they don't really have any fats in them. Like, and they taste like pretty amazing when you do the hot sauce with them. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely a big fan of eggs. Now I might do 9. Let's see what these nutrition targets end up to be. I might do 9 eggs just to like hit this protein goal and hit like these goals and whatnot. But to eat this many fats is it's a pretty good amount just because off the fact that like this is enough fats to regulate your hormones and support that muscle tissue. So we got that egg white. Now egg whites are like my key to get an extra protein because it's one of those things where like it doesn't have any carbs, it doesn't have any fats. Like you're not like I know I used to miss out on this a lot, because I didn't realize like the effects of it, and like, so I realized that this is just flat out just extra protein. You know, that stuff. Like anybody just eating eggs by themselves, make sure you do egg whites because this is how you can get that extra muscle growth. Just eating extra protein just through egg whites. We got now oranges is. I thought the lowest calorie fruit was watermelon. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was watermelon, but I realized that oranges only have about 15 carbs, which is like amazingly low, especially for a fruit like that. And it has natural sugars and shit too. So we're definitely gonna tap into your immune system. They help out with your gut health. They help out with all these little different things. So that way, I have a fruit with these eggs because a lot of times I eat this before my workout, right? So like I don't like sometimes I like eating carbs before my workout, like rice cakes and shit. But like with this, we're just going flat out oranges just to make it like easier, so we can just have the breakfast. We can go right to the workout, boom, after we're done working. And so I just like oranges a lot because it's the low carb, really have the rich in micronutrients, good for your gut health, good for your immune system, and they're just like key to overall having a well better being. Because watermelon does lack a few micros that which oranges have. So got some oranges there. Now we can mix it up and do like an apple, but like we might throw an apple in like here or there later. But the next thing that we really want to add is our rice. Now rice, we're definitely gonna do about. I like how my rice in grams just because you can measure it easier that way because you can get like that specific carb amount that you need, so you don't go over or under. Because like with ounces, like you can count it in ounces or cups, but like right, but grams just gives you the exact amount. So we're gonna go about like 400, say about like 600 grams. Nah, we're gonna do like five, like five. Boom. So what are we at so far? 72 carbs eaten, 29 protein, 99 fats. Okay, so here's what we got next. We definitely got the protein powder. Now I am trying out Mass Gainer, and I was against protein shakes prior to this, but now it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's the best way to get liquid calories. So, and it's easier like to finish your meals this way as well. So we have Mass Gainer, serious man. Let's see if they have the one that I use. Um, if not, then I just add the one that I use on there. It's pretty close to the one I use, though. It's one mine just has 200 carbs instead of 250. So, see, um, this is pretty close. Yeah, so that later log boom. Now we hit the protein target overly, so I'm actually gonna cut this in half. So you're gonna go like a 0.5. Mm, there you go. This is 100 carbs. But the one I'll show you guys a picture of it too, because I use Nutrex just because like I've had a code with them for a while. So if you guys want to tap in like to get something from Nutrex, just use code Jalen. You guys can just get something from there as far as like 30% off on protein powder, amino acids, anything you guys need as far as just flat out just gym supplements. So boom, got that sync. Boom. Then all right, we have our last thing, protein yogurt. Now, there's a reason I don't do bread in this though, is because bread is refined carbs. Like, bread gives me brain fog. So if you guys like eat bread as well, you'll notice like that you have like a little bit of brain fog, or you don't think as clear as you need to. And as an entrepreneur, as someone who's really trying to like level up, I can't really afford to have that. So it's one of those things where you just got to stay locked in, and just having refined carbs just makes you feel more bloated anyway. So we have protein yogurt, Chobani. Not the drink. No. I've been doing this one lately because like I noticed my store has ran out the ratio protein yogurt, so and that kind of like pissed me off as well. But it's cool though. But we hit the protein target 100%. Now the carb target, the fat targets. Some days I don't want to hit these just because off the fact that like whatever your body doesn't burn, it just stores as fat, and you don't want your body like to store fat, but you gotta like support your muscle tissue. You gotta eat extra carbs to bulk up, and so like this is like the battle that sometimes I fight, just off the fact that I know I need to like put on more muscle, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to put on as much fat. And so like what we're gonna do with this, I'm gonna throw in some like apples. But sometimes I make these like not mandatory, if that makes sense. So we have apples, boom. Fat goes. I mean, 100 fats is fine, but I apples. I'm gonna do a few rice cakes for the workout. These sound like two rice cakes. Boom. So we got two apples and two rice cakes. Now 340 carbs is fine. Obviously, like because any more carbs would just be like OD and hitting the protein goal. So we hit all of our macro goals right here. Boom. This is a whole diet from rice, two rice cakes, two apples, protein yogurt, only 25, only half the mass gainer, right? Not the full thing, which you probably could use protein powder instead. But yeah, we forgot to add one more thing. One more thing. Frozen cherry. Probably gonna do like 100 grams of these. And instead of, we can actually do some peanut butter instead. So we can like substitute some of this stuff. Natural peanut butter, not real peanut butter. Because like you get fat eating Jeff for like processed peanut butter, but natural peanut butter is very solid for you. So we're going to just 2 tablespoons of this is fine. Then we're gonna take out, right? Okay, we actually will take out the apples. We're just gonna do like 1. Boom. And yeah, all macro goals are being hit. Total calorie amount. Because it is 3,800 to meet these calories. So the way we're gonna do this is we're just gonna add on some extra fruit. It should be like 200 G, like 150 G's. And yeah, boom. So we're only 100 calories under. Maybe do a little bit more peanut butter. We can meet that. Worst comes to worst, we'll do one more egg. But like with this starting out, just being at like 203, probably gonna get back to like 205, 206, 207 pretty fucking quick. So yeah, just really just prioritizing this building phase. To steal these, if you guys have like the same physique or like the same physique to mine, but obviously like, what's this for me, it won't work for you because we both have different nutrition targets, right? Because yours could simply be like 250 grams of protein with like 200 carbs, and you may have different goals. You may just want to add on straight lean muscle, and you may take a little longer, but you don't want to add on fat, so you definitely have to like lower these a little bit. Me, I know I have to put on muscle, but like I'm gonna risk the abs a little bit, and I'm just gonna do more cardio to exert these calories so I can still build muscle. About this, and I'll go over the split in a second. But yeah, these are my nutrition targets, and it's important to meet these every single day. But like, if you're like eating a little bit more carbs, that's fine. If you're eating a little more fats, that's fine. Because I keep in mind these fats are coming from whole foods, and these carbs are are getting burned through the cardio. And I'm eating so much is because like whatever you don't burn, your body like stores as fat. That's why I don't like really meet like that goal the exact way I should, And you guys, like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to not meet your nutrition goals. If you're cutting, please do. But if you're bulking, the amount of carbs, like, you can go a little low on carbs some days just to make sure like you're not putting on like as much fat as you need to on top of like doing your cardio, right? But like just because like you're like 20, 30 like grams under your carb or fat goal, that's not the determining factor if you're gonna like put on like the amount of muscle you want to put on. If you stay consistent meeting your protein targets and maybe go a little under quick carbs, a little under your fats, you're gonna be fine regardless until you start to plateau and stay at the same weight for like 2, 3, 4 weeks. That's when you like want to start upping these a little bit. Once you start upping these, you'll notice yourself start to see like more and more progress and go up. Because keep in mind, it's not about the number on the scale. It's about gaining weight over time, but building muscle every day. And when you put that's what mean the protein goal, but still like having the carb goal where it's at, so having the fat goal where it's at as well. So this is a lot of carbs, and like some days I may like go like a little lower on carbs, but like at the end of the day, I'm beating this protein goal. Having the fats are there, the carbs are there around 300 carbs, so it's all there. So I'm gonna be building muscle not year round, but for these next like 4 or 5 months. And worst comes to worst, this would be just be the baseline, so I can just pause the bulk, cardio, boom, but then still have this diet on deck. But yeah. So now we have the training portion, and now this is the physique that I'm bulking from. Now, yes, I'm pumped in this physique, but I mean this picture. But the problem is that okay? I cut when I first got to Miami after a bulk, right? Cut to a little bit, like 195. Got to about 200, like 10, 11 pounds, but I was fat. So I cut right back down to probably about like 203 pounds. Now I wanted to maintain this weekend, but I was like stuck in the cycle. I wanted to look good instead of just keep building muscle, like in this. And now I'm disciplined enough to keep putting on muscle. So we have the diet in check, right? Obviously the creatine in check too. We have the pre-workout, all that good shit. Right. So our training split, you obviously want to target your weak points the most, but I love hitting the weak starting legs. So we're gonna obviously do legs. I say hack squat. Now this is like the basis of my split, but like I might switch it up as far as like the workouts, hack squats, quads, hamstrings. Now I really don't like to work hamstrings because I feel like they're already strong, but I should work hamstrings more. So we're prioritizing hammies now. So boom, this is like the basis of it. And from leg day, we're going right into our chest day. Chest day. Chest day, we gonna go. Obviously, push, presses, really cable flies. Those were the only two. I'll go in detail a little bit because like with presses, you obviously like when you're a dumbbell press, you want the incline Smith press. Then you want your cable flies because these build the definition in the chest. Now, but like the thing is though, I discovered when you go from lower to upper, it builds your chest more and makes your chest puff out a little more versus just trying to do upper cable flies. You can work your upper chest directly, which is great, which you do more on your dumbbell press, on your machine press. But on that cable fly, you really like get your chest to puff out. So make sure you guys hammer cable flies as well as like the lower to upper because that's which one helps the most puff out your chest. Now with the legs, got the hack squats, got the quads, hamstrings. These like target your legs overall. Now, if you want to target your glutes, you can do split leg squats, but like my glutes are already like pretty solid, so I normally just target the hack squats and a leg press in there too. Cool. So from there we have arms. Now my arm days, I like I like to do shoulders with arms, so shoulder presses, raises. Now curls, you want to do curls, but like it's regular curls just don't do it for me. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta like, make sure that you're in that preacher standpoint, that preacher preacher stance almost, so you can get like the full stretch of that quad. Whether if it is, because sometimes I do cable curls as well; those help out extremely. But this is the weak point of my physique, so this is the only part of of the week where I'll go to the gym twice a week just to work this but muscle group alone. And if I want to go again, I'll just do chest, right? But is the main thing is really for this just growing the arms and just growing the chest because everything else is pretty much there. But we have the curls, and now for triceps we have the pull downs, dips, things like that. Really just a lot of like machines that really just work your tricep in general. But like the pull downs are like one of my favorite because you get to isolate that tricep extremely. And like dips is more like a compound for your tricep. But like regardless though, on your chest, on your back days, on any upper body day, your tricep always gets some work. But it's important to target it because this is like the main bottleneck of why like your arms may not be big, you know. So this is a part of the arm that I'll be targeting the most, from curls to raises to shoulder presses, really just to grow these arms. And it's the most efficient way to work your arms because just doing shoulders on your arm day just makes the most sense because it's actually a part of your arm. Now, this day, we have a back day. No, I'll actually take a rest day right here. Rest. So this might be like a fuck. This is for sure like a rest day, just like a cardio day, right? Just making sure that we get our steps in just so we stay lean. Um, Either Stairmaster or incline walking. Then Friday, boom, we have back. So make sure we do our rows, pull downs. Because rows, keep in mind, rows, when you do low rows, a lot of them work different parts of your back, different forms of rows. But like you want to make sure you target that upper back as well, because a lot of people forget that. Then like they wonder why like their delts and shit aren't there. It's because like they really don't target the upper back and they just target their lats. Now the lat pull downs are like some things I like the most because I like to work your lats because that's my favorite part to work. But you got to make sure you do your rows. Boom, we got our back day right here. T-bar rows, seated rows, but now T-bar rows, they obviously target your upper back, so that's like a big priority, right? But like seated rows are like something where you want to target like your lower back as well. Then lat pull downs, which is to target the lat, so you hit all three areas of your back, so your back can actually grow, because that's also a major key point in your physique that a decent amount of people forget to work on. So in that, we have our abs at the end as well, leg raises and crutches, because we cannot forget to get to work the abs because we are staying lean and we're not just like working or going to work out and just going to the crib, right? We obviously got to work the abs so we feel good and our stomach doesn't get too big and we have our abs come through, so we're still looking solid. All right, Saturday, another arm day, right? This is the only time where I'll work two parts of my physique. Now, if I'm feeling that good, I'll work out on this Thursday, right? But mainly it's just like really just hammering arms twice a week and everything else once, because you got to work the weak points of your physique twice, right? And then on top of that, they're getting work through back and chest days and shit. But like the main thing is just working these shoulders, really working the fuck out these biceps and triceps, and then these Russian twists and crutches. So that way, these muscles can grow on a consistent basis, right? While we're still staying lean. Then Sundays are rest days. So you need 1 day for your muscles to recover. Because think about it, right? Your muscles get to recovering 40, 50, 60%, then boom, right back to zero after your workout. Boom, right back to zero after your workout. Because when you work out, you stimulate your muscles, you break them down, but you don't actually grow them. A lot of people are under that misconception that you grow them when you go to the gym, but you don't. So yeah, that's why one rest day is included. We have our cardio in here to make sure that we're staying lean. Now, this could vary depending on how much weight that I put on. But yeah, this is the main split that we're rocking going into 2026. And I will update you guys every month on this. So if you guys take anything from this, work the weak points of your physique at least twice a week. Stay on that 200 calorie surplus. Do cardio 2 to 3 times a week, and you will get jacked. If you guys need any help just with your nutrition goals or any fitness advice or anything fitness related, just shoot me a DM on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok to join my live streams because those are amazing. And you guys stay blessed.